Welcome back to Costa Rica. It's time to quiet the mind and find your moment of Zen as we breathe gently and fully with every movement, bringing calm to the mind through the body's actions. No matter if you are beginning or ending your day with this class, this is your time and space to let go of everything that may be weighing on your mind or heart. As we step onto the mat, let's leave everything else behind and focus on simply existing in the here and now. Good morning, friends. Let's begin our practice at the back of the mat, sitting into child's pose. Hands are reaching forward, stretching out the shoulders, breathing into the back, connecting to your body, noticing how it feels this morning. Deep inhale and exhale, coming forward, arching the spine, looking up, and rounding the back, looking down between the knees. Doing our cat-cow. Inhale, look up, dropping the belly, coming forward with the hips. And exhale, rounding through the shoulders, through the back, moving between cat and cow. And now let's tuck the toes and slowly bring the hips back. Lift the knees off of the mat, up into downward facing dog, and let's pedal out the feet. Bending one knee at a time, bringing it down closer toward the mat, dropping your shoulder toward the knee, and holding in stillness. Downward facing dog. Reach your tailbone up to the sky. Bend your knees if you need to. And let's slowly roll forward into plank. Drop the knees down to the mat, then the chest and the chin, and slowly come up to upward facing dog, pushing through the hands, and coming back into child's pose, dropping the knees onto the mat, sitting down onto the heels, breathing into the back again. And then let's come forward into upward facing dog, maybe lift the thighs off of the mat, and then sitting back into child's pose. Coming forward again into upward facing dog, reach up to the sky through the crown of the head, and reaching back into child's pose, hips to the heels. Now let's tuck the toes and lift the knees off of the mat, finding downward facing dog again. You can pedal the feet or just hold the pose. And then bending both knees, let's slowly walk the feet toward the hands, up to the front of the mat. You can bring your hands to your hamstrings, slowly massaging them. Working out any stiffness you may be feeling. And then let's grab the hands behind the back, reach up and over your head with your hands. Let your head hang loose, bending into the knees, maybe gently rocking from side to side, stretching out the side body. Just bring whatever movement feels good for you into this pose. Let's begin to slowly lift the torso up halfway, straightening the knees, reaching back behind you with the hands. And fold forward, allow the hands to drop down behind you as your forehead reaches for the mat. And let's slowly bend the knees and roll up to standing, reaching back behind you with those hands. And then release them up to the sky, bring them down to your heart, finding a strong mountain pose, feeling grounded, feeling stable, ready to take on your day. Let's release the hands down and reach them up to the sky again. Slight back bend and then slowly fold forward. Lift up halfway, bend the knees and step back into plank pose. Chaturanga down, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog, reaching the hips up to the sky, lengthening through the neck, through the arms and shoulders. And now let's lift the right leg up to the sky, pointing the toes. Bend the knee and begin to stack the hips on top of each other. So right hip over the left. Bring the knee down and around and back up, making circles with our knee, bringing oxygen and blood flow into that hip joint. Let's reach that leg up to the sky and then bring that right knee to the right thumb, extending the left leg back behind you, opening up through the right hip, finding our sleepy pigeon pose. Coming down onto the elbows if you'd like, or placing blocks underneath your hands. If you're down on your elbows, let's come up to the hands. Tuck the back toes. Lift the knee as you keep the right foot on the mat, on the right side. Maybe walk your right hand back a bit more towards your foot and reach the left arm up to the sky. Inhale. And exhale, coming down. Bringing the right knee back down to the mat, and then lifting the knee and the foot off of the mat, reach the right leg back into three-legged dog, and then bend the knee and step the right foot forward between the hands. Left knee comes to the mat, low lunge. You can reach the arms up to the sky, and then let's press into the mat with the hands, finding lunge, and step the foot back into three-legged dog. Come forward into plank as you drop the foot and chaturanga down, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog, flowing it back. Let's reach the left leg up to the sky now. Bend the knee and begin to stack the hips. Left hip over the right. Maybe flex and point the toes. And then let's make our knee circles again, this time with the left knee. Take the knee out and down, up and around. Let's straighten the leg up to the sky, bend the knee, and bring the left knee to the left thumb. Right leg is straight out behind you. Checking to make sure that your left knee is either straight ahead of your left hip or a little bit out to the left side. Again, you can stay on your hands or come down to your elbows, folding over your left leg. Breathing into your left hip. Relax and let it all go. Let go of any pressure you've been putting on yourself recently. Let go of any worries and just be present. Let's come back up to the hands, tuck the back toes. And begin to straighten the left leg, coming onto the left side of the foot, bringing your left hand a bit closer to the middle of the mat and reach up with your right arm. If this is too intense for you, you can just stay in pigeon pose. Let's bring the hands back down to the mat, bend into the left knee, bring it down. And then reach it back into three-legged dog. Bend the knee and step between the hands, finding our low lunge, dropping the right knee to the mat. You can release the right toes or keep them tucked. Reaching up with the hands and bringing them back down. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Finding lunge. And press into the hands, reach back with the left leg into three-legged dog. And as you come forward into plank, drop your left foot, chaturanga down. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Let's take a moment in this pose, noticing how the body is feeling now compared to the beginning of the class. And with your next exhale, let's drop the knees down to the mat, release the toes and sit back into child's pose. Taking a deep breath in and exhale, letting go of anything that doesn't serve you anymore. And now let's lift up, coming into seated at the center of the mat, crossing the legs, sitting in lotus, or sitting on the heels in hero's pose, whatever's most comfortable for you. Let's place our hands on our knees, maybe the palms open, and begin to roll the neck gently and slowly to the left. And then slowly back around toward the right side, moving gently. And back to center. Let's reach the arms up to the sky, stretching up. And slowly bring the hands down to your heart. You can place your hands over top of your heart, feeling its strong beat. Being thankful for this beautiful, strong body that you have. Thank you so much for practicing with me here in Costa Rica. I'll see you again for the next video. Namaste.